Howdy everybody, Joe Guam here. So for the first Rise the Tide episode, I thought that I'd just go through and talk about maybe my approach to gigs. I get a lot of questions about, questions about my gigs and the details of the gigs and bookings and how you go about, getting bookings and all those kinds of things. So I'm gonna start about actually talking about the gig itself. And we'll get into bookings and all the other details with pricing and all that kind of stuff a little bit later. But specifically for the gigs, right? How I perform gigs. It has to start with what time you get to the gig. So the question is, what time should I arrive at a gig? And my method specifically that's worked for me, I've been a professional musician for going on 20 years now. So what's worked with me over the past is I set up at home. I go through the full setup from start to finish to when my gear is on the cart, like I've just unloaded it and it's ready to be opened up. So don't touch a thing, get it ready and start a clock and literally start setting up to the time it takes me to play the first note, right? I timed that, and over the years, it used to take me a long time. It used to take me about an hour to get that all set up. And over the years, I've learned some different tricks and things along the way. Maybe I'll share those with you guys. So, but now it only takes me less than 8 minutes to set up. So what I would do, and I would suggest, is you take your setup time and you double it or triple it. So for the folks who maybe it's if you're just starting out and you're playing gigs and you get hired to play a gig, take your setup time and triple it. If it takes you 30 minutes to set up, then you want to get there an hour and a half before you're supposed to play. If it only takes you 15 minutes to set up, then you just want to get there half an hour. You just want to give you want to get there 45 minutes before you play. So yeah, this is unedited, so you guys are gonna get everything in the raw. So, but yeah, usually I know how long it takes for me to set up. I double it because I'm confident in my setup, and that gives me a little bit more time to adjust to anything that may be unforeseen. But if you're not as comfortable with your setup, maybe you guys can triple it. So again, if it takes you 30 minutes to set up, get there an hour and a half early. That'll give you a lot of comfort and time, and just be ready to start for the event. So there you go. What time should you get to a gig to start? See you guys on the next Rise the Tide episode. Hope you guys can rise the tide too. I'd love to hear from you about what time you guys show up to a gig if you're a musician, or your thoughts as well. So rise the tide, guys. This is Mossy.